Alrighty, Lumberjacks, welcome back to another Logging from Scratch episode. Last time we were playing, we had just completed the road, and we were going to start bunching back, I think was the goal. We definitely need to load some stuff up, but I have some new toys and things to show you guys, so we got to get on that here quick. So first of all, I updated the buncher heads, as I'm sure you guys have seen, so by updating them, the name change, it reset my buncher head, so I got to go pick up a new one. So I have a Medill waiting down there right now to go basically pick up those heads and bring it up here. Then I'm just going to sell the Medill because we're not going to probably need it up here. And we also have the new Forestry grinder. Oh man, it's pretty cool. I'm not sure what I'm going to put it on yet. I think I'll put it on the processor. I might put it on the dozer temporarily just to go do some cleanup down in that valley because we have a lot of crap down there. So I was going to go absorb all of that stuff, and I've never tested it out on a hill either, so this will be the perfect map to give it its final beta testing before it comes out. Now I think, don't quote me on this, but I think if you're watching this video, the grinder is coming out this coming weekend? I'd have to look at my calendar to be sure. Maybe it already came out. Who knows? I should probably stop trying to line up my release dates with these videos because I never remember where I am. But yeah, anyway, regardless of whether you have it already or you're getting it now, it's new to this video series, so let's go over here and pick up all the stuff. So now luckily the grinder is able to attach to all of the machines pretty well. Anything that has a blade attacher, it can attach to. And luckily, we can also attach our buncher. God, making attachments was the best idea ever. Just gives every machine so much more versatility. So there's our sweet... Oh, yeah, here, we can take a look at it. So here's the grinder. It's kind of floating into the ground right now because I don't have it attached to anything. So let's give it a quick tap up here. We'll hook it up to this guy. There we go. Bloop. So yeah, this is the grinder. Got a mean front end on it. She grinds up like a son of a gun. And all you gotta do when you're in these guys is hit V, lowers it to the ground. That's as low as you really want to get it anyway. It does have a little bit of a collision on the front, so you don't want to get too crazy with it. Oh man, yeah, it works good. At least in testing, it's worked really good. Of course, now we're on the series, so if anything bad's gonna happen, this is when it's gonna happen. We're gonna freakishly put this buncher head on here. Yellow doesn't really match this guy. I'd probably put the red one on. Because I do have, since that update came out, I do have the option of the different colors of buncher heads. Pretty cool stuff. I was just going to leave it as the yellow one, but man, I had some pretty begging emails like I've never seen. Please, God, please, make one with a different color. And like I said, I would love to be able to make them color selectable, but the way I've done these models, I don't think they'll ever be color selectable. And honestly, I don't really want people having them certain colors because it just looks... I don't want you to be able to make a pink... You know, I want you to be able to do whatever you want, but I don't really want to be responsible for someone making a pink buncher head. I just don't really want to be part of that. Unless it's for a good cause or something, but... So let's lock this guy down and get it out of here. But yeah, no, I'm all about giving you guys the freedom and option to do stuff, but I'm like, we don't need more than 3 colors of buncher head. I mean, all the Caterpillar bunchers seem to use a red, crimson colored head. All the Tiger Cats seem to have a matching color to the body, like that, you know, that Tiger Cat yellow. And the John Deere stuff uses that kind of light yellow color for all of their attachments. So yeah, I figure, you know what, those 3 colors are good enough. That should hopefully make a lot of people happy that wanted those. So I know I had a couple people ask, it's like, well, why did you make 3 of them? It's like, well, can't make them color selectable, so I gotta make 3 of them. You don't have to download all 3. You can download whichever one you like. They're all the exact same buncher heads, so you're not going to be missing anything if you don't get the other 2. They're exactly the same. Everything. Only thing different about all 3 is just the color. That's it. So don't feel like the performance on one's going to be better than the other because it won't be. So let's get this guy all the way up here. That's a heavy load, eh? I feel my front end kind of sneaking off there. Did I go the right way? Oh, yeah, I did. Thank God. I was like, oh, man, I feel like I've gone far enough, but... Alright, so what I'm going to do... I don't know. Do I have enough room to turn this thing around in there? Maybe... Yeah, I should be able to do it. Okay, so let's just hug this side really hard over here. We'll unlock our load. Now, basically, the only reason I even want this... Oops, here is... to drop off this stuff. Now that buncher is way out there, so I gotta get this head over there somehow. I didn't really think about that until right now. Oh. Apparently I should have just backed up like a normal human being, but I tried to drive off the side. That's what you get for trying to be different, man. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop this grinder right here. Clook. Oops. Or the head, which is fine too, because I'm probably going to have to walk that buncher all the way back over here anyway. G, drop that. There we go. Now, I don't need the Medill. I'm going to get rid of that. I could use the Medill, but I don't need it up here, so I'm going to get rid of you. Bye-bye, Medill. Okay, perfect. So now we got our tool implements here that we needed to get up here. And I would love to find another way to get implements up here, but I haven't thought of a decent enough way to do that. I might make like a little attachment for the truck or something where you can just back up and hook onto them or something. I don't know. I haven't really put too much thought into it yet. Can I make this corner without hitting my logs? Oops. I'm so busy looking at the logs I run to the side of the machine. Here, I'm going to do like a really wide swing here. Just take this bugger off-road. Alright. Let's park it a little further away, because more than likely we won't be using it for a bit. And if it's drawing details, we won't want that. I'm going to go park it on this side of the road. I think I can fit it right in here. Just need enough room to get the logging truck by. Oh, yeah, we're good. Okay, so let's go... our buncher's way back here, hey? Oh, man. This will be a 20-minute video of us just walking the buncher back. But that's okay. You know what? We can cut from the front. I kind of wanted to cut a little trail anyway from the front, so I'll be able to do more of a straight shot. And this will give us a kind of a layout of the terrain as we really slowly crawl our butts all the way back there. Because now we'll see what we're up for when we come back up here. Now, granted, the buncher head has been updated as well, so I should be seeing a lot less issues grabbing trees. Because in our previous episodes is actually what made me want to fix that up, because we were catching it on things, and it was dropping trees and cutting a little weird, and I was just overall a little frustrated with it. So I think now that that part is taken care of, I'm not too concerned. I think I'm still heading for the right direction here. Just going to kind of swoop in between these trees. Oh man, I think it gets a little steep here, doesn't it? If only I had like a buncher head, I could just cut all these down so I could maneuver better. But hey, we're making it. It's a bit of a slow crawl, but we're making it. Oh, geez. Oh, here we go. Here's some exciting news for you guys. I just started working on a yarder. Oh, no, yeah. So far, so good. It's very much a beta situation right now, but I really do think it's going to turn out... Because even the beta version of it right now is working like way too good. It's a different kind of yarder. It's not going to be like a yarder with a car like we used to have, because you can't really do that anymore because the weight points and stuff, it just makes it tip over. It's no good. So the new one is literally like a fishing pole of a yarder where you just hook and drag. And my demonstrations that I've done with it so far, just even in beta testing, absolutely incredible. Works amazing. I'm just kind of working on the weights and stuff like that because you can't get too crazy with it yet. But it's yeah, I think it'll turn out really good, and I think people will like it. So let's hook onto this buncher head. But that's not the main reason we're here. We're gonna hook onto our buncher head just so it's ready to go. Maybe we'll do that in the next video. Do some more back bunching. But the main reason we're doing this one, the main attraction, is gonna be that grinder head. So whoop. Let's just park this little buncher off to the side for now. I can just hang out. Sit buncher, stay buncher. Good buncher. All right, so now we got our cat. Now what I want to do is I want to clean up this stuff, because this is stuff that causes frame rate drop when you get all of this together. Because all it takes is one thing bumping up against another thing, and you get everything interacting with each other, all these physics all colliding. I actually, just by doing that, 2 frames dropped off. Ridiculous. This game is not optimized for physics, let me tell you. Considering it's a physics-based game. Some days. So basically what we want to do is we want to get rid of this blade because we're not going to be using this. Well, at least for now. It's our beautiful road building tool, but we don't need it at this particular moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of shimmy it into the bank here and hopefully not lose it entirely. They do get a little tippy. And then we're going to hook onto this bad boy. Oh yeah. Feel the power. Yeah. Turn that sucker on, she just destroys things. So what I want to do is I'm actually going to go down to the bottom and I'm going to work my way back up because it's going to be a lot easier to carve upwards than it's going to be to carve downwards. So I also going to need a screenshot. So why don't we do that right now? Oh, we're already trimming stuff and it's already in the air. Oh, I guess it's not that far in the air. I thought it was like way up. I need a good screenshot for this. As you can see, it's very effective at destroying stuff as I walk up the hill, though. Although, for my picture, I kind of want a little bit of stuff still in it. There we go. I really want to call this episode Garbage Day. I hope I remember that when I go to name it. Garbage Day! Alright, so let's go down into this little canal here and clean up all of this. Because it's kind of scrapey. Oh boy. Now granted, this thing would work, all the machines work better on flat ground, but this thing will clean it up, man. It'll get it. See, it's just sucking it right up. Yum yum. You know, you have no idea how many hours, I think I spent 7 hours straight opening and closing the Giants editor, making tiny adjustments to this cut node so it would actually cut. It's still not perfect, but at least it kind of gets everything. As long as it's in front of you and you're running it over, it'll take it out. Oh, let's raise that back up for a minute here. There we go. Whoop. I just want to get all these little bits because they deserve it. I wonder if first person's easier. Not necessarily. Just motor through it all. Man, I'm not very good at... every time I go to reverse, it's just like, it doesn't want to. There we go. Mow it down. Now, it does take a little bit of time when you get these big groups. You can't just, like, drive through it like a Hoover vacuum and suck it all up. So you do need to let it chew a little bit, which is good, because I didn't want it to be like the old one. Do you guys remember the one from 2017? That thing would just, like, literally, it was just like an Invisa vacuum. You'd just drive through and it would just suck up everything, no problem. That thing was a tank. But it was dumb, too, because you'd drive through and it would literally just make everything turn invisible. And I don't know, it felt dumb. At least this one, although it does turn things invisible occasionally, at most of the time it actually grinds and throws off some particles and stuff, which looks better. You just gotta let it chew a little bit sometimes. Now, granted, we are working on some pretty extreme terrain. This is not... I didn't build this to be driven in, like, crap terrain. Or Chad terrain, as I've grown to call it now. Chad, you are responsible for this type of terrain, so it shall now be known as Chad terrain going forward. I hope I remember that, because that'll be pretty good. Oops, I'm sliding all over the place. Now, watching these vehicles slide around looks ridiculous, but I thought, oh man, that's so unrealistic. But I actually went and watched, and I think I've actually said this before, but I went and watched some videos of some Medills yarding wood on this hill. It's like a drone video. It's a really good video on YouTube. I don't know, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like in like fall, and there's these two Medills or one Medill that's driving up this hill, and he's trying to like hoe chuck a bunch of wood, and basically it's just like he would get like to a certain point, and then his tracks would just start like going nowhere, just spinning, and then he would slide backwards, and it looked so scary. I was like, holy crap, I would be crapping my pants. I've been in a lot of different Medills, and I can't imagine going up a hill that steep and having it slide back on me and not, like, crapping my drawers. You're so high up, it feels like you're going to fall like 1,000 stories, so it's nuts. So that's pretty good. Hey, we cleaned that all up. Let's plow into this a little bit there. Get some of these. As you can see, I'm smoking out these stumps too really easily. So it's a chipper, a stump grinder. Well, it's not a chipper. I don't want to call it that because it doesn't save the chips. It's a destroyer of bits. Let's call it the bit destroyer. So yeah, as you run over stumps, as you run over stuff, you can even run into trees. Here, I'll show you what happens when you run into a tree. It's ridiculous. I do not recommend running into trees. It just kind of makes them fall and chip away. You see how it's just like chop, 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 chop. It's like a kid eating a carrot or something. Just watch it go away. Now, I don't recommend doing that. I won't be doing that. But if you ever need to, that's an option. So now what I want to do is I want to actually disconnect this this grinder from this machine, and I want to put it on the processor. Because basically what I want to do is go through, process the wood, and then... Oh, let's get this bit here. And we got to be careful we don't cut into our piles. This will be a learning exercise for all of us here. Just gonna leave that there. Yeah, so I want to make sure I can clean up all my bits, and when I'm in the processor, I can literally just drop them all in a pile, and then do one pass over the pile that I just cut, and clean up all the bits. And then we don't have to push them around and be all crazy and stuff, which I think will be... pretty efficient. Pretty efficient. So let's hook onto this guy here if we can. Oh, thank God. And we're just going to leave this guy parked over here for now because we don't need it for the time being. Beautiful. So yeah, and there we did it. We did that whole valley. That only took us like, what, a couple minutes? 3 minutes maybe? And we sucked up all the bits and pieces. So that will save you lots of frame rate issues. So if you guys are having issues with like tops laying around and you get frame rate camboozlement, then that will correct that issue for you. Oh, you know what I've never actually tried is a full swing with this thing attached. I wonder if they'll collide. I bet when it's down it should be alright. Oh yeah, you got clearance when it's down. Just don't leave it up while you're swinging, I guess. Because I think it'll just... Oh, I just eclipse through it. That's not pretty, but in real life you'd probably make a real wreck out of it. So yeah, basically what I can do now is... when I'm processing, I can just either leave that down or up. It's your call. Yeah, and then when you're processing, just do one quick pass over your pile and smoke it all up. Or if you're really bored, just run it across and shoot the tops back into your cutter if you really want to get crazy with it. I mean, you don't have to do it this way. You can do whatever you want, but that was my theory. A really easy way to clean up. Making the machine a multi-machine. Okay, so that looks good there. Now, one thing I wanted to check... Pretty sure we had a few more piles to bring down from up here. I just got to go make sure that we do. Because I think... Oh, yeah, we do. We have that one. And we have 2 more up here. So we're not done. We're not done yarding the wood off this hill yet. We still got a few nasty little pulls to do. I just got excited with that grinder, so I had to give you guys a whole episode dedicated to what it does. God, I love this hill. Coolest hill ever. Anyway. This one I think I'll pull out... up through the top as my final load from the next one there. I think that'll be good. And then, yeah, I mean, I guess we can start back bunching. We'll start in this, like, it's all so nice and flat here. It'll be almost comical because it'll be so easy. And we'll basically just kind of knock this entire hill. I'm going to work right up to the edge. Oh, it doesn't really edge for a long time there. We'll work up, cut this whole chunk out here. And then I want to drop and just kind of feather this edge as much as we can. I don't know how. It's probably going to be pretty harsh trying to do that, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens. And then we want to work our way right over to our pile. That's kind of my goal. And then we'll start yarding it back. I just want kind of like a crown effect where we kind of just clean right around the edges right up to the top. And we just, you know, have a visible spot that we've logged. And then I want to fly over it later, maybe do like a quick drone pass or whatever kind of pass to show off what we've destroyed. But so far, so fun on this adventure. So I'm going to leave this video at this. The next one we come back, probably going to have to start hauling down those final bits. And if we get bored, we can hop in this guy and start back bunching and get some cleanup going. We're also going to have to do a load or two because, my God, our wood is piling up here pretty good. So, yeah. Anyway, if you guys liked the video, leave a like, leave a comment. Do not forget to subscribe. And if you're in the bush, don't forget to hug a tree. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.